All right. So, happy Sunday Live. For those of you who are watching this later on, and those of you who are just joining me, I have not been able to make Friday Lives work very well in life lately. So I decided to come on. I had an extra hour before I need to be done. I have been scrapbooking this afternoon, just getting regular videos done. And I thought, you know what? I think I will see if I can go live this afternoon. And look at this. I actually made it work. So very, very happy that that's what's going on. So I'm going to scrapbook these 3 photos. This is a photo of my good friends from high school before our 40th class reunion, and then my boyfriend and I at that class reunion. I'm going back and forth a little bit about how I want these to look, and I think it is this way. I've been playing around a little bit. This background is a little crazy. I wish I'd done a little bit more editing before I printed this photo, but it is what it is. So I'm going to use some Maggie Holmes, and I haven't touched my Maggie Holmes stash in, oh gosh, so long, I don't really remember. So I'm glad to be able to do that. I have lots of bits and pieces from lots of different collections. I don't have much of anything that's the same any longer, but that's okay because it all works together. So I'm going to start out with, and this took place in September, so it did feel a little bit fall, but also a little bit summer as well too. So this is Crate Paper's Marigold, and I think that's Maggie Holmes. And this is Best Day, and then this one is, actually that's not Maggie Holmes, that's just Marigold. This one is Maggie Holmes, Chasing Dreams, and it's the lovely paper. So this is a little bit of a combination of both, but obviously Crate Paper and Maggie Holmes work really well together. So hey Nancy, good to see you or hear from you. So let's start this. I'm going to use this as my background. I just think it works really well. We were in, one of my friends stayed in a bed and breakfast. We do a book club together, and so the feel for this, and then the reunion was also in a very old historic building in my hometown. So the feel of this whole thing in my memory is very historical, and I grew up in a very historic town. So this is kind of a neat, whoops, I knew this was gonna happen. I've been working all afternoon with this, so anyway, so because it's so historic, I think it works really well for me to do something with that kind of a feel to it. And that's what I'm going with today. So you get to watch me change my ATG. And actually, I'm happy to change it because that last roll was getting really sassy towards the end, as they sometimes do, especially towards the end of a roll. I'll just take that off. As a matter of fact, I'm going to see this group of friends next week, and we have another book club, and we graduated from high school 40 years ago last year, but 2 of them I have been friends with since we were 3. We went to the same church and did preschool programs together, and everybody else in this photo I have known since we were in 7th grade. So what would that be? 12? Yeah, 12 when you first go into 7th grade for all of us. And we are 59. So that's a lot of years of friendship, really. So I thought that would be fun to kind of document. And one of these women we lost touch with after college. She moved away, and we're missing 2 friends. 2 of my friends have died of breast cancer from this group, which is awful. But one of them, her sister, who I'm still definitely in touch with, was my best friend, for those of you who remember, all that have been with me for a while. But anyway, so she was in Arizona where this friend of ours lives, and she happened to be wearing a sweatshirt with our hometown on it, and she went up this high school friend went up to her and said, hey, I'm from, such and such place, and they talked and realized that she was one of our really good friends. So they shared emails and we got in touch, and she came to the reunion. We since have been back in touch a lot, which is really cool. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do here for journaling. So that's kind of a really, you know, kind of a cool story. Oh, Sandy, that's lovely. I'm talking to you from actually sunny Wisconsin. It was 50 degrees when I was out at noon today, which is pretty darn warm for us at this time of year. So I'm just kind of going through things, looking to see. I'll probably end up doing some layering in here. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put this photo. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to pull this stuff all off, just cut this, and then deal with it later on, because I'm not going to be able to construct this while until I cut it. I guess for me it'll be a little bit better. I can kind of see the parameters that I'm working with of size and that kind of stuff. So let me get this cut and we'll go on. So Fridays have not been working very well for me, and I don't know how well they're going to work going forward, honestly, either. So that's why I thought I'd just come on today so I could get a live done. And there's this is my Memento Dewdrop ink in gray flannel, for those of you who don't know what that is, just in case you're new. But anyway, so that's why I just decided I'll try to do this from time to time when I have some free time, and just drop in if I can't do a Friday, because otherwise literally we would have had no Friday lives in February, because I'll be busy next weekend. I was in Florida last weekend, which was really fun, visiting close friends, so that was really cool. But you know, that obviously takes time away from Friday lives. So just kind of playing here. This border I can cut off if I want to. Thinking about that yellow, but it's really more gold. It's not as gold as the strip of paper is, so I'm not sure I'm loving that. This, I like the idea of that, but I think it's too, it's a little bit too yellow versus gold. So I'm just gonna look and see what else I can come up with here. I kind of like that with love piece. That is not exactly gonna allow me to journal though. And I think I'm gonna cut this bottom off. I will come back. I love to do this with Maggie Holmes and Crepe Paper Supplies, where I just collage and collage and collage until I think I'm done. It's kind of a fun thing to do. And I'm really liking the way that looks. And maybe I can make that work for some journaling here, or maybe come in with another smaller piece. And really, I probably just need to say something about, you know, this is our 40th class reunion, and here we are, kind of a thing. This was a 40, that would be helpful. It is not. So what I have here is I have my Crepe Paper and Maggie Holmes die cuts and cut aparts sort of all together in these photo boxes from Michael's. I just kind of throw them in by collection until I don't have enough anymore, and then separate them just sort of out by style, that kind of stuff. Hey Tammy, it's good to see you. There's like a family, and these are old. Some of this stuff is really old, you guys, as I'm looking at this stuff. This is a piece that I kind of like because that is definitely working with the colors in there. And that would work really well to just come in here and do, okay, I'm liking that a lot. There we go. So I think I have a bottom sort of cluster here, and then I need a top cluster. And the funny thing that's happened is this photograph has slid way over to the side. This is why I wanted to, I kind of had a feeling I was going to start collaging, And if I did that, I wanted to be able to have my photographs sort of down. And then I'll finish this and mount this based on where they go. But I realized I didn't ink the edge of that, I don't think, or did I? Yes, I did. I'll have to ink the edge of all these, and that's always fun to do after you've done a lot of this collaging. I do have also, besides my die cut, all my sticker books and chipboard handy as well, so that I can just kind of add these in if I decide I want some other pieces. There's phrases. There's, as a matter of fact, this is, there's a little gold piece here that says growing up. And here's one that says together. And I think that would be fun. Special would be good. I do think I have, I have some Maggie Holmes gold phrases too. So I'll kind of throw those, because I could like pop the gold I treasure. There's a gold I treasure you. I could throw that down there as well. So, you know, maybe throw some little gold things in. So back up here, this is what happens when I just start collaging, is I just start figuring stuff out. I do also have a lot of flowers here, and maybe I should look at that because I've got some florals down there. So these could all work pretty well together. Okay, so that's a pretty big one. Where I have that version, and here's a black and white, so maybe I could get something going on. I mean, these are huge considering the space I have. There's some pink. So I think that's what I'll do, is maybe just do a little playing, because I do love that up there, but it's kind of big. So that's okay. So Tammy, I just said I have been gone so much. I just came back from Florida. I've got stuff going on. And Friday lives have just not worked. So I'm going to try to pop in when I can to get just a live done here and there. This is, I swore, I've said this to friends, I swore that post-COVID lockdown stuff, that my life was not going to get crazy, that I was going to have control over it. Yes, the best laid plans. Okay, so there's some pink here. Okay, I think I have enough to work with. Ooh, these gold leaves are cool too. And I've got 3 of them at least. Ooh, and I have some of these. Ooh, I keep saying ooh. This is like, you know, squirrel here. I see something else I like. And maybe I'll just, because I have some flowers here, I could add some more flowers there. Maybe I'll pop flowers up on top over here. And then all these flowers are from different collections. So, hey, Roz, welcome. I'm glad this time worked for you. Okay, so we have that where I could do, and I think it's not bad here to cover up that very large bit of ceiling there. Now, the question is, if I do this, I don't want it to become problematic and like you're not seeing the photos. I mean, that's why this is, you know, that's why I'm doing this, right? And I pulled a lot of pinks here because I have pink up there. So kind of liking that. Now, the question is, can I sneak a flower down in here? And is this gold leaf going to be too distracting because there's a lot going on here? And the answer might be yes here. Yeah, I think the gold is pulling my attention off the photos, and gosh knows. That's saying a lot considering I have all the stuff going on here. Now, and I've almost totally push this photo off into the side here, which is probably not the worst thing, but maybe more like that, or maybe just coming in a little bit. I do have room to work with it this way. So what I'm going to do is get this photo down, because I kind of know I kind of know that this I want there. Tammy just said she saw my photos on Instagram, so and knew I was probably having fun, and I was. I did have a blast. So my Facebook is really just really for like real life friends and family. Not that I don't consider you my internet, my friends. Some of you I kind of know from real life, but if you want to see what I'm up to, Instagram is a great way to do that, because I do, and it tends to happen when I'm places where I'll throw things or doing fun things, so you can kind of see what I'm up to. And I just posted a bunch of stuff from last weekend, and actually even last night we went to a pizza place that's new to kind of the big city in my area where I live, and it reminds me of my favorite New York pizza parlor, which is Lombardi's, for those of you who know Lombardi's. I love that brick oven coal-fired pizza thing. I've not had it in years, but it was a thing that when I would go with friends on trips, we would definitely go there. Didn't get to go there really when I was traveling for work to New York. Okay, this is something still going to happen up there. I'm not quite sure what yet. So I'm trying to figure out, you have to tuck that in there and then bring that. But I guess that stairway is nice. I don't know that it's my favorite. I do have these sparkly leaves too, but I'm thinking that's not going to look very nice. Okay, I think this needs to come back out again. Okay. So when I do this, I try to glue top down, so starting with the highest element or one that I can hold. Well enough, and that's not staying straight because it's really not glued down. Oops, let's try that again, and I will unglue that to put or I'll put some twine through it for sure. Okay, so let's get that down, and then this guy can go next. So I don't always get the bottom glued first, kind of depends on what's happening. I am going to overlap this off the edge here. And then I'm going to bring that there, so that's a little bit off the over the edge too. Okay, so I have this one down. Now, one of the things I'm seeing is I have a lot of sort of aqua colors here, but I don't have that up there. So I could do that with leaves, certainly, because I do have those. I do have one aqua flower here. I have a little yellow, which that wouldn't be the worst because we've got some yellow down there. I definitely think we need some pink up there. I almost like the size of this flower too. And the color. So let's go back. And again, I'm using that black here to kind of work with that black there. Put it down a little bit more. We're going to pretend that that's, I would cut that out. Okay, so then we have all this yellow here, which again, I could cut that top one off. I think that's a little bit too much yellow there though. Just gonna bring my flowers back over. Like I said, I have a lot of pink here, but not so much. There's a little gray with yellow. That could come down in there. Okay, I think I'm going to use this for sure. So let's just fussy cut this. I do usually save when I fussy cut these. I usually do save the leaves, as you can pop them in with other flowers. Or just cut them off individually sometimes when you need some. These are going to be a little bit hard on the side to save, so I think those I'll just cut off. And then I will ink these as well once I decide what to do. And that's back, even when you use a collection that's kind of looks the same, that is one thing that will help you sort of bring it together. Okay, how does this look here then? But that will help you kind of bring it all together. This maybe needs to sit up there. Okay, still really missing blue or turquoise. So maybe what I need to do is not look at this from flowers, although this one is a good one. Oh, I like that better. Okay, I was gonna say maybe I shouldn't look at this from flowers, but go look at it from other elements, because that turquoise down there is coming from other elements. And I do have these leaves, but I think this is going to do the same thing. Yeah, I'm seeing leaves and not even here. If I did this up here, I'm seeing the sparkle and not the photos, and I want the photos there. Okay, so this one I think I can glue down, and I'm going to glue it sort of in here because I think that will be hidden, and then I can come back and glue it later a little bit more once I find out what's over it. But at least that'll anchor it for me. I think I said this. I love collaging Maggie Holmes and crepe paper. It's fun to do that, see what I can come up with. Yeah, this I think will be good. I do have like little tickets and that kind of stuff, but I don't have a lot of room up there, especially once I put the other stuff up here, like that Jubilee Park ticket is kind of cool. Maybe I can sneak that in here somewhere just to do a little something different. Kind of like the idea of tickets for our reunion. I actually like that. And now that I'm looking at it, now I'm thinking, do I want that there? Could I sneak that up in here? No, I don't have enough. I don't have enough room. Okay, let's get this down because I know that other piece will work with this. And then let's get this down. Actually, I need to ink it. That's one of the big problems with doing this too, is forgetting to ink. And I just inked the bottom, which I did not need to do because a lot of this is going to be hidden. This is from a sheet of like, there were cut aparts with the carousel collection. Get that in there. I want to get it because I don't want to see that take ticket piece. This flower may need to rotate a little bit. I think I want this higher, but I also want to be able to read the Jubilee Park thing. Okay. Good, that's looking pretty good. I can come back in and add that piece in if I want. Or I'm just gonna go through here and see if there's anything else that I think might work up in there. It's a little banner. That little marble banner is cute. And I didn't think about, like, where is my title gonna go? And I could do a 40 over here. And I don't mind that that's covering like our feet and legs. And I do kind of like the fact that it's kind of, what I want to say, that it's overlapping and in that collage again. And I do have some gold letter thickers. Let me grab them. That are smaller, and I'm hoping I have a 4 and a 0 in these, if they actually have numbers. And yes, because then I could do like Hello 40 and then bring in this gold. And I have some gold floss. Yeah, let's do this. This is one of those, oh, this might work kind of things. And we're going to make it work. And so I'm just going to overlap this. I'm trying to get it so that I'm not seeing like the edges of the photos and stuff like that. Oops. And I don't want to stick it to the back yet because I'm not quite done. That will often happen when I'm collaging, is that I don't actually stick it to the back for a little bit. Okay, this, I think the edges need to be inked. I haven't done that yet. The other thing that this does is for products like this that looks a little bit more vintage, you get rid of the white edges of the paper, the white cores of the paper. And so I think that looks nice too, that just gives that little bit more of a vintage look. I'm using my Memento Dewdrop in gray flannel here, but you could use browns, whatever works best for you. So I'm going to pull this kind of down. All right. Okay, I think we have, yeah, I do have this edge inked. Doesn't look like it though, so I'm gonna ink it darker and maybe imperfectly. Now I'm really gonna ink it imperfectly though, because I inked it imperfectly. But I wanna, and if I make a mistake, that's okay. Okay, so then I think it's time to glue this down, because now we're going to, we have the big stuff done here, and now we're going to finishing touches. Now, do you remember how busy, look at that crazy busy paper, right? And now it just kind of fades into the background because I have a whole lot of crazy busy going on. Now, I will say that this is a little busier than I would do sometimes to actually see photos, because definitely I think it is a little bit harder to see some of these photos that, like, they're not the first thing I'm seeing necessarily on here. I'm okay with that though. I do, you know, there's lots of layouts. There's lots of layouts of these friends. We were together in June of last year. We're together a couple of times a year, so it's not like this is the only photos that I will have of them. Okay, so Hello 40. And I wish it was that we were 40 years old, but I can talk about that. And I think, well, I can journal on this. That's right. We're going to do that. So this is the Ann Alpha in American Crafts Thickers. And that worked out brilliantly. So now I have gold here. So I need to get touches of gold in other places. And I did have this gold piece that says I treasure you. I'm gonna look and see if I can get this in here. Okay. I loved this growing up. because we grew up together, some of us even more longer than others. That together and special I probably won't use. So here's a little growing up piece. Maybe not there. Just kind of, can I tuck it about down there? And then I think maybe another something up there. I don't have a lot of small gold pieces though. So I have one here that's big, one here. I'm thinking something there. I do, well, I have friend. I have friend and I have together. So let's see. It's more than one friend, but that's okay. So this one is a little bit too even with that border there. So like it's the same height as this almost. So I'm going to do is pop that off that a little bit so it looks intentional. And then bring it out this way. There we go. So friend, we've got the growing up there. We have this gold here. We have this gold here. I'm happy with all of that. And I did, let's see. We get in the, these are black, but I think that's okay. That would actually pull in that black from that. There's this one that says special. Okay, so I think the together works down there. I grab my, probably have my, oh, I was gonna say probably my tweezers out, but I didn't. I like the idea of being able to get the gold on here and the black both. And I just cut that a little bit because there's a little gold edge from the other stickers on this and I don't want to see that. Because it's actually not part of this. So when you're doing this, one of the things I found out, so I didn't collage a ton, but I will do layouts where I literally surround them in pieces and keep going. When you think it's at its worst and you're afraid that you have ruined it, keep going. It means you don't have enough on it yet. And eventually that it will work. Okay, so I'm just kind of trying to decide where I want to tuck this word. Because now that I have it down here, I need to get it in here somewhere. And is that up in here somewhere? I really like it up here better. Maybe just like this. There we go. There. Can sit like that. And then if I had gold enamel, like they used to make gold dots. I haven't seen any in ages. I loved those things. But, you know, I do, I'm trying to think. I think Chamel has, I'm going to look to see if I have any in my Maggie Holmes things here. But Chamel, I think, has some in one of her sticker books, or Vicki Boutin does. So I'm going to look. Because I think if I do my Leaning Tower of pieces, there just fell. Maybe they're in here. Like, I think if I do gold, like these big gold hearts and that kind of stuff, they're just going to call too much attention to themselves. And I don't want to do that. I want them to be a little accent, but not calling too much attention. Okay, so it doesn't look like I have anything in any of these. I was thinking about using this. That would have been really cool, but I don't think I'm going to be able to use that. I think it's just going to look... Unless I just, hold on a second. I'm not going to probably put any twine on this. Okay, I think, yeah, not this time. I keep trying to use this. I think it's beautiful, but I can never find a spot for this to go. I think I've used a couple of other ones, but I keep trying. I will use that yet. I think I bought this after the collection was out and out, but okay, just looking to see. There's lots of good words there. And let's see, these are die cuts, so let's go. let me look in, maybe it's the, oh, I forgot I even had this. Truer words were never spoken there, right? Oh, look at this. With these blue and pink pieces here. Play with this a little bit, maybe. Nothing wrong with a little extra stuff, if it works. So this is where you start with your big pieces and then you work your way down to the small stuff. Thought I was done, but I am not. Not yet. Okay, so who's watching the Super Bowl? I don't know that I have actual skin in the game, but my nephew and his wife and their kids live in Kansas City, so I guess that's a reason for me to root for Kansas City. Otherwise, the Packers aren't playing in the Super Bowl, so I don't have a lot of skin in the game here. This is cute too, with this little floral cluster here with the heart. I want to be careful about preserving that. Or do we want it to go up here? I like that. So there was a lot of yellow, white up here, and this white here was making it it was making it like this was so light, this was not, so that helped. That's a good tip, Tammy. I will go there if I need to. So hearts, I think they're in Chamel's, but I thought since I saw this, I would, you know, look and see what I could find, and I did find a couple things here. Just a little bit of extra fun here. Probably could get a little gold heart in here if I want to as well. Let's see. Okay, that sounds good. This piece is all coming up now because I've got so much on top of this. So I'm going to go back under and glue this. There we go. And I could also, it's going to be hard to see it underneath this vellum, especially since it's dark. But there we go. Now that's glued down. I'm not actually loving this heart on here. Not there anyway. So I'm going to pull that off. And then I'll go to that Chamel sticker book where I really think the hearts are. Or the hearts. The gold dots are. And if I can't, then I will go to Gold Alpha. Because I have done that before. Oh, this is not Chamel. That's Paige Evans. Here's Vicky Booten too. They might be in here. I know one of these sticker books. No Super Bowl there, Tammy? Yeah, no Super Bowl for you. I did think about you at one point. Definitely did better than my Packers. Like, you know, they're my personal friends or I own them or something, which none of that is true. Okay, this is what I'm remembering, I think, is those gold pieces. All right, hashtag Chevelle sticker book. Where are you? There you are. These are well loved, you can tell. Okay, so I'm thinking of those dots. I knew those were there. There's the gold hearts. I know who has the gold dots if they're not in here. Vicky Booten's. Yeah, there's all these, which are really cool. But maybe not gold. There are gold things in here, but not gold dots. So no gold dots. I know where they are. I'm just going to double check Paige Evans. Nope. And then I have Dear Lizzie as well. But I think these, if they were going to be anything, those would be rose gold. So that's not going to work. But I know Vicki Boutin's the books in her latest collections have them. Let me grab. There we go. So that's color. I always want to call it Color Story. I think it's Color Study. Yes. Sorry, I had Rogue Leaves. See, there's the dots I was thinking about. And these are a little bit holographic, which I think is fine too. The other thing, I should double check just to... all right. You know what? Because these are holographic, I'm not going to do that. We're going to go with Tammy's suggestion here. Look at what's right there. All sorts of little dots. And I think I have enough because I really only have 2 clusters. So I probably only need 6 at the most. Maybe a couple more if I really want to, but so there's 2 there. Maybe I'll just put these around the circle here. And then we'll do them up there. Better cover those before I put my hand in it. I do like to use these, I use them when I have a C, I'll put them in the middle of the C to make an E. So that is one other use for these little dots that don't look like you have a use for them maybe. Oops. They are hard to keep on. Oh, I see what the problem with this is. The backing came off on it. Oh my goodness. Really hard if you don't really have very big fingernails. And now the dot itself came off, I think. All right, that one may be a lost cause. Let's try this other one here. That's better. Okay, and then let's do one up there. Okay, so we have 3 of them kind of going across that cluster. I didn't do that here. Maybe I will, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, there we go. So now we have kind of 4 of them going across the layout, or 3 of them going across the layout there. Okay, so good suggestion, Tammy. That is something that I will do from time to time, but it was a nice, easy way to do that. But there we go. So really my title here is Hello 40. And then I think we did a really good job of pulling things in. The only thing I don't really have is this yellow is not represented except kind of in the background. But I think the gold up here is going to help that kind of bring it together. And I really like the addition of this piece up here to balance that white there. Otherwise, we balanced it pretty well just with, you know, gold stickers, black stickers, and then getting like a darker teal color and then the pinks in there as well. I guess there's more yellow in here too. I didn't even look at that when I was thinking about it. I do have these little yellow hearts from Maggie Holmes, but I think if I pop those up there, I'd have to kind of do the hearts around the layout, and I don't know, you know, I've got this one here, but I don't know that I want to pop them around. I mean, I can try it and see what I think. If I think that they're not going to look funny, let's see what happens. We'll see. I think they're going to call too much attention to themselves, but we'll see. So I could obviously put one right there. And then like maybe one up in here, kind of tuck this in. Get that little yellow in there. That one's kind of hidden in there, so I don't think that that one is calling too much attention to itself. This one could go here. And then I'll take a look and you guys can see what you think too. Yeah, isn't that true? Nancy just said the piece at the top makes such a difference with the visual balance. And isn't that amazing? Because I don't know that I would have said that I needed that until I actually, you know, I was looking and I was like, something's not right there. Now, I'm trying to tuck, but it's not working. So it's the only one that's bothering me is this one because it's out there. If I could get it tucked in, I think it wouldn't be such a problem. All right, let's try this. Oops. I'm gonna try to get it under this heart and under the together and see what I think. I don't think it's bad right now. I actually kind of like it at the top. I wish they were a little bit more like gold, as in the color gold versus the metallic finish. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I think I'll leave them. Just, I used 3 more hearts, right? I have to look at it that way some days, is that I use 3 more pieces of something. So that's awesome. All right, you guys. Oh, thank you, Penny. What about putting the heart over the O in love? Let's see. I think this isn't quite the same yellow. It doesn't actually, it'd be probably better over the V, but that word is bigger, so you'll see it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can get this to move over just a little bit. The spacing between that, the way the edges of this like little rosette are a little weird. Like I need enough of that heart to be showing, but not too much of it to be showing. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. And I got my little dot flying off here at me. This needs to come down a little bit or it's going to keep doing that. Need to get that. There we go. Okay. I think, well, maybe this just needs to come in. There we go. Let's put it in there. So we'll have 3 there. All right. Little tiny details. All right, I think we're just going to leave those little hearts in there and just have a little bit of extra something in there, and that pulls in that yellow there. But yeah, then you guys who talked about that white balance, I didn't know that I needed that, but boy, did that make a difference, because it neutralized this a little bit, and it definitely then neutralized this a bit, because this cluster felt a little bit heavier and it's at the top. So I like that when that kind of stuff happens, because I really did that with color and not necessarily the color of it, not necessarily using the exact same pieces. So, I mean, look at this. Nothing that I have on here is exactly the same except for those 3 yellow hearts. That's it. Everything else is different pieces, but I'm using colors that are the same, or word strips, but they're in different sizes and in different colors, but we're balancing across the layout. So all right, you guys. Oh gosh, I've missed you all. I'm so glad that I was able to sneak one of these in, and like I said, I'll try to do this. I can't promise. My weekends have become just crazy busy, which is wonderful and all, but it might be nice to be able to talk to my scrappy friends a little bit more. That and reading. I've been reading a ton again as well too, and that always takes some time up too. So, all right, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye, everybody.